First item of business is to reorganize the board. Turn it over to
Madam Chairman, I'd like to nominate you for president for the 2018-2019 school year.
A second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, then we'll go down the slate. We need to nominate a vice president.
I nominate Mark Evans for vice president.
A second. All in favor?
Aye.
Secretary? I nominate Chris Brown.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Dispersal officer, district treasurer. Do you have any nominations? I nominate Nathan Henderson.
Second that.
Okay.
All in favor?
I'm sorry. Was that the legislative liaison?
No, that's the treasurer, the dispersing officer.
And that is Dr. Henderson?
Yes.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Legislative liaison.
I would love to be able to do that.
Second
I'll
that.
nominate Mark Evans for that.
All in favor?
Aye.
The ASB delegate, the ASB delegate has to be there when we do the conference in December on Wednesday, and it's just you show up and you vote. So, are you able to do that? Nomination?
I nominate Frank Drake to be ASBA delegate.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. So bear with me because,
If I could back up, we do have to also appoint Donna Atkins as our district treasurer,
Oh,
since we've
that was the
reorganized the
treasurer.
board. I would need that appointment as well.
Okay.
If you all.
do we have any nominations? Well, we don't nominate her because she's already got it. So,
She's,
all in
we
favor
just
of
need to reappoint.
appointing Donna Atkins as the district treasurer? Say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Forget you that. Okay. We'll begin with the consent agendas. We have the minutes for the May 17th, 2018, and the special meeting that was on the 22nd, and the financial reports. Do I have a motion?
So moved, Madam Chairman.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, on to new business. This is the part where I turn it over to you,
Okay.
Mr. Superintendent.
We did have to change our content filter due to some issues with connectivity during testing back in the spring, and because of that, this was a change that was going to have to take place anyways. We went ahead and made the jump, and this is just letting the public be aware. There's no action needed, but I do have to state that the Dover School District's internet content filter changed from Cisco Cloud Web Security to Cisco Umbrella, and the district's acceptable use policy is not impacted by the content filter change and has not been modified. So again, we were scheduled to make that change anyways for next year, went ahead because of some connectivity issues and went ahead and had to do that in the spring.
Is this an informational thing, or
It is.
there needs to be any action?
No action, just for informational purposes.
I'm not following the agenda because I forgot to welcome Fred Drake as the newest member of the board. So, welcome on board.
Thank you.
Next item.
Okay, we have a bid in front of you for 31 desktop computers purchased for the middle school. This would outfit an app creators class, part of our STEM initiative, at the middle school level. So providing an opportunity for kids to be able to develop apps in the classroom, which is a pretty neat thing. The quote you have in front of you is from White River for $24,842.14. This is for the desktops. We also, Les Collins wrote a grant to the foundation for tablets and cases to go along with these desktops, and they have approved that. That's the other piece that we would need to complete this class.
Okay, we have a recommendation from the superintendent. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, our next item of business is projector replacement.
Okay, again, summertime, so we're looking at things that need to be replaced throughout the district. Several of our projectors have reached end of life. Purchasing bulbs and those things are really not cost effective at this point. Even some of the newer bulbs that we're putting in these older projectors just aren't working. So We have proposed here a bid from Howard Technology for 27 projectors. These would go throughout the district. Some in high school, some in middle, and some in elementary, to replace those end-of-life projectors that we have. We purchased several years ago. Quote in front of you is for $19,569.06, and Howard is a TIPS-TAPS vendor.
Question,
Yes.
are those wireless or do they all have to be hardwired into the ceiling?
Those, Chris, those are all still hardwired, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a replacement, just
Yeah, just a
slide
new-
them in the trays that are already there, plug them in, and
Yes.
not going to be a big
No, not
issue. But,
pretty much just upgrading what we currently have to a newer model.
okay. Make a motion that we accept this proposal.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Moving on to Chromebooks purchase.
Okay, again, looking at Chromebooks and what we've purchased, we are setting it one-to-one in our elementary and middle school, very close at high school, and something we're continually working towards. I would love to reach that point this year. But with that, these Chromebooks, we purchased several about 5 or 6, 7 years ago for middle school and elementary, and even one at high school that, again, has reached end of life. This quote would be for 4 complete Chromebook carts of 30 Chromebooks, 1 to replace a high school cart, 1 to elementary, and 2 to middle school. Again, trying to keep us current. We'll have to continually cycle these through on a yearly basis as technology ages. So this quote is from CDWG, for $27,316.20.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is this replacing 4 carts that have aged out? It's not adding any new?
This is not. This is replacing carts we currently have that just, you can't get the updates you need anymore.
It's the computers to go in the carts.
Yes, not the
carts.
actual cart. Yeah, this is computers.
And have we looked into not a lease purchase, but a lease and seeing the cost effectiveness as opposed to buying or leasing?
We have, and something Don and I have talked about, we actually did that with the printer purchase, and at this point where we stand with our district, I think it's much more cost effective to just buy them outright.
Because, once you get on that technology tiger, it's hard to.
That's right. That's where we're going to have to, I've asked Sandy to give me a list of cycled through, what are we going to look at each year for replacement? So that's something
We're going to try to get into a normal replacement
Yes.
cycle. That way we have the board, whoever the board is at some future date, can have a pretty good idea year to year to year, you're going to have this expense that you're going to be
That's
looking
right.
at.
That's-
With normal inflationary
Right.
adjustments.
And that's what I've asked her for. And again, it probably could potentially be this 4 carts a year or even more, just because we have so many pieces of technology that we'll be cycling through. So that's something she's getting from me.
Are there any other questions?
This one, is this just one quote?
This is, yes.
Just tip-
Again, those tips that she is, yes.
Do we have a recommendation from the superintendent? Do you have a motion?
Second. Oh, make a motion. To approve Chromebook purchase. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, next is the continuity plan.
Okay, again, this is a standard that we have to approve each year, our continuity plan. I want to thank Donna for her hard work in making sure that this is as up to date and ready to be published as possible. Again, a working document that we try to, we're continually updating. This was brought into effect for disaster, in case of disaster, so that we have a plan to finish payroll or have emergency contacts if we need those. So we did get a passing score of a 98% when they reviewed it. So I want to thank Donna for her hard work with that.
This plan reflects all name changes for people who've left the district.
Donna, it does. We talked about that today. We're working on all of that.
Well, no, it does reflect
Oh,
all the name
those-
changes on the personnel section of it.
Okay.
Some of the sections, they upgraded with software. Some of the sections brought in old information that I can't delete. And I've got to work with DIS down in Little Rock to try to get the old stuff deleted so that it doesn't have old names in it.
So one hand can't talk to the other hand
No, it's
until you
really
go to
cumbersome
somebody.
software, and then we have to convert it to PDF. If I convert it to Word, what ends up happening, it cuts half the words off, so you wouldn't even see most of the plan if I converted it into Word for you to see. but it's good when you look at it on their software. You just don't have
Well,
access to that.
I was asking that because when I was skimming through it, you know, you said don't print it, I understand why, but I was skimming through it and I noticed some names of people
Well, you'll
that I
see
know
names
have
like Ben
left.
Janelle, and what it is there's a test of the plan that we did 6 years
Yeah.
ago. Ben was part of that test.
Well, I
You have to
noticed the
read
high
test.
school assistant principal's name. is still
That's
on
one of the old things that imported in that I can't get rid of.
there. Okay. Just wanted to make sure that,
Yeah.
because sometimes they gig you on things like that.
No, they gave us 98% knowing that.
Okay.
Okay, do I have a motion?
I make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next is approve the gym floor resurfacing.
Okay, in your packet, you have a rendering from Thorne Sporting Floors. You see the proposal there for what the new high school gym floor would look like if sanded down, resurfaced there. You can see the Pirates and Lady Pirates, the big pirate image logo in the middle of the court with the white volleyball lines, and we would actually have holes there to host volleyball as well. You see the stain there. Really think it'll lighten up the gym and give us a nice new look. And looking at the quotes, you have 4 quotes there. The quote that I'd like to propose is the first one from Thorne Sports Floors. It's $24,400. You have other quotes behind that. 2 were more expensive when you add in tax. 1 was not. But in researching, I could not find any reliable references for that company. Did not feel good about recommending them for the job. I did, Coach McCarty and I went to the Pee Wee Booster Club meeting last week and asked if they would be interested in partnering with us on half of this project, if our board was okay with agreeing to this. And they were in favor of that and agreed to that. So our cost would be half of the $24,400.
Okay. Kind of foolish of us not to be on board with that.
How many years is this going to be good for?
A long time. I was asking. I don't know how long that floor's been there. As long as I can remember it. For the foreseeable future, 10 years, even longer probably. That floor's been down. And again, I'm proposing going to a water base. It should not yellow like that one's yellowing now. We have an oil base on there now.
How durable will it be? Like, will you be able to do other things other than sporting events on the floor?
Like
Dances or
Um,
anything of that nature that in the past we've not done because it would scuff the floor.
you could. I still would caution away from it because you're probably still gonna have that same type of scuffing if you get too much traffic on it.
It's a wood floor,
It
wood
is.
gives.
Yeah. Yeah, the water oil probably won't make much of a difference there, Chris.
Okay, we have a recommendation from the superintendent. Any other comments or questions?
Madam Chairman, so moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we will go on to basketball bids.
Okay, in your packet, you have bids and quotes from 3 different companies. You see the shaded areas there from Southwest, Northwest, and BSN. The green highlighted is a low bid on that item, but when Coach McCarty and I looked at these, we were going to itemize this out and just go with low bid per item. But with 2 of the companies, the freight cost is really what it is a base freight cost. So if we were to line item it out, it would actually be about $300 more than what this middle bid is from Northwestern. So I would propose that we take the uniform equipment bid from Northwestern for $16,103.61. In addition, for game film and the huddle that we looked at with football as well, you see those costs, the huddle of $2,900 and the iPad and the case, 2 of those for a total of $1,101.12.
Okay, we have a recommendation from the super. We have any
So
questions?
the grand total is going to be $20,104.73.
That's correct. That's correct.
Any questions?
Now, this huddle is always a recurrent yearly.
It is a
correct?
yearly fee.
And the basketball uniforms are cycled through every how many years?
They are, that we are going to go back, I've asked them to set a new precedent for me, because if you remember, we bought senior high uniforms last year after the basketball bids came out. I've asked them to go to a every 4-year cycle, so we're going to, what I would like to see is one set of uniforms per one team every year. So every 4 years, a new team would get a new jersey. So junior boys will get this jersey. Next year it'd be junior girls, and we'd go back to, senior boys, then the next year senior girls. So a 4-year rotation. Yeah, we've never had that established, and that's something, again, that I asked to
Yeah,
establish.
it seems to me like we were buying new uniforms for everybody every year.
Yeah, yeah. This will help get us on a cycle.
Okay.
Be nice if we did some cheerleader uniforms in there too. Those girls fundraise a lot. Okay, we have a recommendation, any motion?
I'll make a motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Now to the concrete bid.
Okay, have a bid in your packet from American Concrete for a total of $14,275.80. If you remember back in the fall, we finished our fine arts cafeteria to match the rest of the existing middle school. This would get us close to finishing the rest of that building. This would be the hallways and all the classrooms except for the band room, because they like carpet in there for sound purposes in the fine arts part of the building. It would also not include bathrooms. The bathroom cost for this polished concrete was going to raise the price quite significantly, so we're looking at some other options there. That will remain tile until we look at either an epoxy option or something else for the bathrooms.
The bathrooms and the band room are the only things that are not going to be.
That's right, also.
So
That's
this
right.
is the foyer, the halls, what is it, 4 classrooms?
And the foyer already has that epoxy there, but yeah, all the rest of the classrooms, the hallway, everything except the bathrooms. Those 4 bathrooms will be, everything else will be polished concrete.
How about that pit room? What's been done?
It actually already is polished concrete. We had to do that when we took the lip out. We had a lip in there that was hazardous to the students. That concrete, when we filled it in, actually raised. And this fall, I had them come back, take it off, grind it down, and they just finished polishing that for us. But yes, that's included.
This will get us finished with middle school renovations and remodeling,
Except for the bathrooms.
except for the bathroom.
Yep. And at some point, I will say, at some point, I would like to look at carpet for the band room as well.
Well,
That's
probably
had
needs-
years on it, so we will look at that as well.
Probably needs.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion that we approve the concrete bid as presented.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The removal of fixed assets.
Okay, you have items here in front of you, fixed assets, things that have either been broken or replaced, traded in. You see the list there in front of you, just items from the past, I guess, Donna, the past year, correct? That we've,
Yes, it's just-
we've
it's up to
17,
date.
18? Yeah.
There's
17,
not
18.
any quarters. No, there's not this year. And no radios.
Yeah, just be one of those. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve removal of fixed assets?
Make a motion. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now we move on to personnel. We need to adjourn to executive session. personnel issues. Start with resignations.
Okay, I have 2 resignations. Rhonda Creel as cafeteria clerk, and Ed Rozonka as our high school math sped teacher.
Okay, do we have,
I'll make a motion that we accept these resignations as presented.
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and elections.
Okay, elections, I have David Gaston as high school and middle school secondary assistant principal, Andrew Vire as head senior boys basketball coach, Caitlin Marlowe as computer lab parapro, Christy Majors as high school special education teacher, Kenny Summers, bus driver, Carla Staggs, dyslexia specialist, and Julie Porter, cafeteria clerk.
I'll make a motion, we accept these elections as recommended. I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so I think we have several of them here.
We do.
We could have them stand up and.
David Gaston. Andrew Vire. Carla Staggs. Christy Majors. Caitlin Moore.
We would like to welcome you all to the district, and glad to have you. This time, motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
All right. Look.